you asked me to fill in that submission.
Oh, thank you, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, actually, everyone. You all got on time. Hey, everybody. We've got Pierre's joining us also. He's here, and Jess is here, so we're all in person. Actually, there's Jess's reflection there, which is great.
Not the, am I in a reflection in your?
No, you're not in my reflection. But there's a reflection of the whiteboard on here. It is what it is. Is that a good spot for that, or should I shift it back?
We're also figuring out filming positions.
Just so you can see everybody, guys. So we're all together. There's Jess.
Hey.
And there's Roy filming.
Hey, Roy. Hey, how's it going?
And then on the other side, we've got Pierre, who's going to jump around. And we've got Eva. So it's good. So that's you all part of that team, which is good. I'll fix that for you guys to see. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have to see that.
Say hello.
There's no getting around it.
Hello, guys. I copied his dress. I just realized we're wearing the same clothing. It would be better for me if you would sit maybe somewhere there. So, because I don't want to talk backwards.
Am I coming close to your zone?
No, you're chill. Does he want to come over here somewhere rather than being behind the camera?
I'll sit here, is it okay?
No.
He's teaching to the camera
Yeah.
and to me-ish.
It's fine. You can sit there. Because it will force me to have my scope within that region. Sorry, guys. We're just trying to do it so we don't have to. Obviously, something important that we're all going to work on. It's good. It's nice to see you all, and nice to be up in front of you on the screen. A little bit, not nervous, a little bit excited maybe. The fact that we're here, I didn't think this would happen. And I'm extremely grateful for the three of you on the screen, to Pierre, and also to Jess probably the most. She's been putting up with my crap for the longest, and has helped get this far. So a huge thank you to everyone who's made it, and thank you for the trust that you've put in me, that you're spending your time wisely, and that this is an opportunity, God willing, worth pursuing for everybody. I guess I'm going to get to it. As always, I'm always very transparent and will own anything, and it's no surprise to any one of us that the plan of last time and the plan of today is unclear. We are moving forward on one hand in faith, and on the other hand in working hard and just saying along the way will appear. If I knew any better, you would be running through a school program and you'd probably be done for the most part. But we're here now, and what matters is that we keep on going and we get through it. So there is no set structure for the day. I say that, but I understand that the way I work normally ends up finding some system or something within what looks to be outwardly, I feel anyway, chaotic. So I hope to seek some clarity. I will work with you as I will be thinking of the answers that you give me, thinking of the questions that you give me. I will take that as feedback in real time, and we'll formulate what's going to be hopefully a more structured training plan for you guys, and then for anybody else who will follow. So this is really important, and we've got it filmed for anybody to watch in the future, so we get to see how it was in the beginning. So thank you once again. Before I begin, does anybody have any remarks or questions that they'd like to make or things they'd like to ask? Not yet. Well, I guess I'm going to lean on you more than usual, and I'm going to ask that because sometimes I'm going to want you to prompt me. So the reason for my doing that is obviously validating how you feel and checking in, but also saying, hey, we watched that, and I'm going to say to somebody, get me started. What's something you watched, something you liked, or something that you didn't like or made sense? Once we get kick-started, I'll get flowing. I've got Jess here taking notes. I've got Pierre here listening as well. And so we're just going to find a free flow and then see where we end up. So I'll just get maybe Tom to get us started, because he did a great job with this yesterday, with asking a question. Now, Roy, I'm not standing where I was supposed to. Is that a problem?
Well, okay. It's really wide.
Awesome. So guys, obviously our job here is to go over, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, the Champion Onboarding Workshop, Session 1 and Session 2. Show of hands is fine. Who got to watch all 3 videos? 2, 3, Ken? 3, 4. Ken's watched all 16. 4. So I take it, Nigel, you've watched the onboarding workshop and Session 1. Tom, I know you've done the same. Ken, you've done the same. Have you done this? Well, you've seen them. Have you watched? Okay, cool. So then in that case, we just won't even discuss session 2 because there's no point. The team is strongest the team is as strong as the weakest link. So if all of us had watched 5 and one of us watched only 2, just so we are very clear from the start, we can only ever progress on the 2. So it's very important that we keep that transparency around who's done what. It's not good or bad. It just means there's no point about talking the things that we haven't yet got to. So if the homework becomes doing 3 and we find in the future that it was too much, we could only do 2, collectively we'll make the decision to just make it 2 per week or whatever that looks like. Because there's no point speaking to half of you who's way ahead and the other half who haven't watched it. I'd rather we all are going to move at the pace of the slowest individual, and that's going to change every week based on life and ability, circumstance, amongst other things. So we are aware of that, and it's just something that we'll work with. So if we take the first video, which is the champion onboarding workshop, let's talk about what that felt like for some of us. Then I'm going to head into some more content and context things. And then we're just going to have to go backwards and forwards, see what this looks like, and actually make a proper action plan for the rest of the videos. One thing that I've become mindful of is maybe you are watching videos and your minds are not really there paying that much attention. And so I want to figure out what does the actual task look like that you can watch, and then you can do the homework in real time as well, so you can learn. Tom, I'll get you to get us kickstarted with what is something about the champion onboarding workshop that you liked. So as you know, guys, we all use the PRISM framework. And the PRISM framework is this, that we will always comment on what is presently being done well. Anytime we give feedback, we have a special way of doing it. We tell the person 2 things they're doing really well. So the P in PRISM is for present. Presently, you are doing 2 things well. The next thing after that is the R. And the R is for real world. So I'm telling you 2 things that you're doing well, and then I tell you 1 thing that other people are doing well. So I'm commenting you, then I'm commenting on what I've seen elsewhere that works. The next thing we've got is the I. And I is for improvement. And it's 1 improvement. So you've done 2 things good, someone else is doing something good, and now I need you to improve this 1 thing. So I is for improvement. We then go to the S, which is the short term and concerns the self, which is if you are doing these things great and if you make these improvements, they will help you in the short term to become better at, save you time at, make you feel this way. So the S concerns the self in the short term time horizon, which is typically a month to 3 months. And then the M for PRISM, the M is for mission and momentum. And so if you do the thing for yourself, but then you realize how much it's going to impact everybody else, at the end of all of this, we start to gain momentum. And that momentum and that speed helps us get towards our mission as a collective. So why did I start to ask Tom a question and then I said PRISM and stopped? Because PRISM, gentlemen, not only is the class about the context and the content that you're going to learn, but PRISM is something that we find very important when you give feedback and when you receive feedback. And maybe I said it in the workshop with Michelle, I don't remember, but it's something that I spoke to her about. So if anything I'm telling you today, I'm either teaching you what to do from a talking point of view, what to do from a character, confidence point of view, or what to do from a Jobman point of view. So there's a few parts to this. So you're going to hear me stop and start. And Tom and Pierre got to say this yesterday. A lot of the stuff, I'm going to argue, and I don't know that 80-20 is the number, but are we all familiar with the 80-20 rule? I need someone to, yes. No, cool. So that means like most of the delivery of the class is actually how you feel and how you present. And that I would say it's 80%. And the 20 there is the knowledge. Now it's not true because Jobman has a knowledge base of 200%. You're all thinking, you're talking, but you're not teaching me. If I can reframe how you're going to approach this and build up your characters and confidence and build up how you take questions, you receive questions, and then you give answers, when I start teaching you content, which is boring as anything in this world, you will understand the weight of it. You will understand how to deliver it. Right now, if I don't get you to see it from a different point of view and all you want to do is learn the data, you are going to be very boring people to speak to as trainers. You will be very flat, you'll be very monotone. It's like you are reading a book. And that's what we don't want. When someone comes to Empire Blueprint, we want them to have an experience with an individual so that they will say, that person is the person I want. Oh, Nigel, that guy was great. Ken, he was amazing. Not, oh yeah, they gave me some guy and he was pretty boring all the time. He just was reading off a script. That's not fun. So what we learn as well across this course, not just the Jobman things, but also the personal things which make us the people worth being listened to. So I hope that's context as to why I give you something like Prism. And it sounds like I'm going off the course. We just want to learn Jobman. Just tell us everything about Jobman. No. Nigel, you already tried that. Clearly it doesn't work. So a lot of it for you is in the confidence, in the delivery, in the character that can understand the questions, that can take a break and hold frame and hold authority to make sure we get to where we need. So I'm going to pause on that one because I could talk about Prism forever. I love it and I wrote it and I teach it to my clients, and soon enough I'll be teaching it to a wider audience on YouTube, because it's very, very critical that when we give feedback to one another, we always tell each other what we did well before we just find the, what is it? You know, whiteboard here, I'm going to do like a dot. You don't see the whiteboard, or maybe this is a bit better for you guys on the screen. You don't see the dot, the whiteness, sorry. All you see is like a little speck. And so this is the human nature. We just focus on what's wrong. So the idea here is we always, when we're giving feedback to someone and we want them to improve, we should give them something that they're doing well and not just focus on the little bit that they're doing wrong. So if you're going to be a trainer who stays on with Empire Blueprint, you need to understand that concept of telling someone they did good and then moving on to how they can improve. It's never bad. It's good and improvement. Look at the words that I'm using. Very, very selective. All right, Tom, all you.
Yes. So with the onboarding video, I picked up when a client asks you something you're not sure about.
Just 1 second, sorry. Yeah. I think who's talking? Sorry, guys. Back to you, Tom.
So I'm just talking about the notes that I've.
Yeah, I just need someone to get me started, and a quiet room's not going to help anyone. So anyone say anything. Once I get started, I can go.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, when a client asks you something you're not sure about, I noticed that you give a straightforward answer, plus the tone. I've noted here that the voice carries weight and strong.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're better off to pause than dragging out a word, sounding unsure.
Okay, this is a good point. So I had that chat with Tom and Pierre yesterday, so I don't need to seek their view. Jess is working alongside me. She knows that. But Ken and Nigel, outside of the context which I said, which we'll get to, what's something that stood out? What's something that you think I did well, first of all? And then let's use the Prism framework on me. What's something, each of you give me one thing you think I did well, and then give me one thing that I could improve. So let's go down that path of what you liked about the workshop. My delivery of the workshop. Ken, you can go first if you like. You're on mute. Yeah, go for it.
So this is regarding the first videos.
Yeah. So yeah, champion onboarding workshop, correct.
Yep. Probably regarding the prison framework that you said.
Give me another one.
Start with
Give me another one. I already said that one. Come up with something else.
the coding quotient.
Say that again, sorry.
Regarding the coding.
Coding or quoting?
Quoting.
Okay.
Quoting.
Yeah.
So quoting is everything. It made or broke in more businesses than workflows.
Okay.
If you have a system that works.
Okay. That wasn't the question. Now, give me something about when you watch me deliver it to Michelle. What's something that you think I did well in my delivery to Michelle? So I'm not asking content. Yeah, Tom.
Oh, I mean.
Good, Ken. Keep going.
Yeah. Actually, when I watched the video, you provided Michelle what is needed to be a trainer, or what.
That's better. Keep going.
Yeah, what's needed to be a trainer and how long this training will take to be
Okay.
completed. Setting expectation to Michelle.
Okay, that's good.
That will be a positive outcome.
That's a better answer, Nigel.
Expectation.
Okay, I'll take that for now. Nigel?
Yeah, he just picked out a key point, which was setting expectations, setting the boundaries as to what was actually in the deliverables package,
Yes.
So the client knew what to expect, and you basically set the boundaries, saying that right, we will do certain things. Anything that's deviating out of that, it's to be parked for review at some other time. That's my take back. I don't think you use the exact same words, but that's how
That's
I would
good enough, yeah.
approach it. Yeah.
Um,
Saying that, hey, look, we've got a set list of things that we need to get through.
T-
Let's concentrate.
Tell me this from your experience, because you were at Jobman and you had experiences there. How do you feel? So, knowing how you felt typically with a Jobman class, and then watching the video, seeing how we deliver the training, how do you feel? Give me a distinction that you found.
Oh, leaps and bounds ahead.
Well,
Simply because it was a structured approach, and expectations had been set to the client based on what they've signed up for. So if someone say, I want to learn to do A, B, and C,
yes,
there's a clear boundary as to what A, B, and C is in terms of what the client can expect.
yes,
I will say this because quite often I've been picking up clients that had been rather experienced in their setups with somebody else, and learning from what the customization that the other person had done
yes,
is very confusing. It's very
yes,
And without a clear documentation process of what has been done, there's a lot of guesswork. And
awesome.
I think with the systems down here, we can say, right, we're only going to train you how to do A, B, and C. D comes afterwards and it's not included.
How does that make you feel? So, as an individual who'd been through it, and you understand Jobman context, and I always joke, it's like I've got 4 men with 4 different skill sets that I would one trying to piece together to make a Frankenstein, really, and not a unicorn, and that's intentional. How do you then feel as the person who's going to be running the training? How do you actually feel about that when you've come out of Jobman? You know what you're talking about, yet it still didn't meet the criteria. Then you watch some of my videos, you're like, this is good. How do you feel? What does that do to you?
Confident that I'll be able to
Awesome.
meet expectations from the client, because they know what they want to learn. They've asked someone to teach them to do certain things,
Yes,
or show them how it's done.
yes,
And my take back from you is to let the client click on things as opposed to me show and tell.
awesome. That's a great one. So guys, one thing I do for this, and these are all the learnings that you need to learn that aren't Jobman. Like, it's not just the content, is when you're training, especially as you get more confident, but really from the beginning you're going to be instructed. That's your desk, they're your hands, push your chair back. So hold frame, so within the camera itself, you want to hold frame, you don't want to be too close, it's like just personal space, you don't want to invade that. You want to be far enough away to look like, so probably you're all at a really good position, but I'd even suggest a little bit further, and then the keyboard's got to be out of reach. You've got to be good enough, and you've got to practice this habit that anything you talk about, you can guide them through the screen. You're not there to touch a keyboard or mouse. You're not. You're there to let them know what to do, where to go. Because it's way better for you. It's not your job for the most part, not for this piece anyway. If you want this training, you're not touching. You build later on. It's dealt in custom. But Jumpstart, when you're teaching someone how to build, you're not building. Your hands are clean. It's your knowledge, it's your experience, it's this. This is what we're paid to do. We're not paid to type away on a keyboard. Custom, different. Jumpstart, you need to learn this from now on. Every conversation we have now is what makes you valuable. Everything that we talk about that isn't the content makes you valuable. So letting them know, like, hey, this is now, the ball is in your court. I'm just going to guide you. Okay, setting that clear expectation from the start. Telling them how you're going to give them feedback. So it's not a question mark. Nobody wants to know what they're doing wrong. Like, I'm not going to listen to you if you just tell me what I'm doing wrong. Expectation is, let me know what you're thinking. Don't leave the elephant in the room or a question mark hanging in the air. And then boundaries are really important. Set a boundary that is firm, that is clear, that you stick to, and make sure you stick to it, and then you also hold them accountable. So you're both accountable to the boundary that you set. Once you're the one setting the rules, the ball's in your court. It's up to you what happens next. That way, if you set a boundary and they ask a question that's too far into the future, you can say, no, I just covered in the next session. You're not allowed to ask that now. Okay, haha, you can move on. Nigel, they used to ask you questions and take you down a rabbit hole. because you didn't do any of these. So on their own individually, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying generally speaking, individually, they're pretty useless. Collectively, they're very, very powerful. What's a boundary without a clear expectation? You can expect the world, but if I don't know how I'm going to talk to you and we can't communicate clearly in a way we agree on, it's of no value. Tom, you had something you were going to say earlier.
Oh, it was literally what Nigel said about you've set clear expectations and boundaries and guidelines.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, just on that point, unfortunately, I'm not able to do that now. I want to set clear boundaries and expectations with you now for what we're doing. Be patient with me. Give me a few reps of doing this so I can understand what that boundary is, what that guideline is, what the expectation is. Because right now, it's just starting to form. But I'm already starting to see a pattern after I tested this with Tom and Pierre yesterday. Session 1 is the onboarding workshop. It talks nothing about Jobman. So of course, what am I going to teach you about Jobman right now? We're still talking about Champion Onboarding Workshop. Session 1, guys, let's talk about Jobman. So I'm sitting here and thinking, like Pierre left yesterday and he's like, you didn't teach me anything about Jobman. I'm like, he's right. And then I'm like, it's not about Jobman for this Champion Onboarding Workshop. I don't care what Jobman is. These are skills that if you don't have, you're not going to be a trainer. So if we don't agree on these skills and you can't learn them and I can't share them, and you don't improve now and over time, there's no point going further than the workshop. The reason it exists is to show you what's expected of you. It exists to show the client what's expected of them. So for the first hour, we said we'll do 2 hours and break and we'll figure that out. Obviously, everyone's got commitments today and I'm grateful for your time. We'll talk about the workshop because it was. And then we'll talk about session 1 and the content when we get to session 1. So that's how I'm going to do this now. It just occurred to me why I'm feeling bad that I'm not talking to you about Jobman. I shouldn't be annoyed by that because I need you to understand that you knew Jobman, Nigel, you knew Jobman. It didn't work. Jobman knows Jobman. They're not doing the best job either. It's come back to us because we know people and we know how to set expectations and boundaries. So the lesson today should be this. We'll get to session 1 after we come back from break. Session 1 is this. You speak with conviction, speak with authority, set clear boundaries in your life, work, personal, anything. Set clear expectations. And the takeaway is if you can be the first one to get there and they agree it's on your terms. So now you are in control of the narrative. The good, the bad, the ugly now rests on your shoulders. So what else can we do if we progress to the Champion Onboarding Workshop? What else can we do? What other questions do we have? And let's keep going with the character piece around this, the understanding and not so much the knowledge of Jobman. Do you have anything, Jess?
I don't know if it was Tom that asked yesterday. Are we expected to run the Champion Onboarding Workshop?
No, right now the trainers, you as the trainers, are not expected to run the Champion Onboarding Workshop because it's actually the most hard skill in my opinion. The content you will learn. You will get in a cycle where you'll be able to repeat it on autopilot. I don't trust any one person yet, even myself, to teach it because you've got to understand that that workshop sets the entire tone for 16 sessions. If I can go in and land that and nail that, I've made your job easy. If I get that wrong, and if I don't do a good enough job of setting the boundary and the expectation, you're going to be living in a perpetual hell because I would have failed you first. So I'm entrusting myself only because I've made enough mistakes. And actually, a few months ago, the onboarding workshop didn't exist. Now I would never live my life without it. If I'm dating a girl, same scenario. If I'm talking to my dad, same scenario. Talking to a friend, same thing. Is what do you want and what am I willing to do? Now we can talk. If I don't have that, I won't engage in conversation.
Does that also help you place them with the right trainer? Or is there something else that you do to figure out which one of us is like the best presenter for their...
Okay, so this is a good question. Did you hear that question, guys? Yeah. So is it the time that I get to place them with the right trainer? Yes. Part of that question, did you see where I asked her about her style? And she shared, I've got ADHD and like my leadership style. And I asked questions that are personal. You see that part? It's called the something, I don't know. Actually, I've gone blank. It's called the DISC assessment. In any case, the champion learning style or something like this. There's a few things I assess is how do they learn best? Are they visual? Are they hands-on? Do they need to read something? Like what's their style? Do they Do they just want to be preached to? Or do they need to see everything? So this is one set of questions I ask. And I can actually report to you now with data, each and every client without fail only has really one default type, which is a combination. They are all visual and they all learn with their hands, period. Written and spoken is useless for our clients. And I will argue useless for anyone in life. Again, back to the Bible, we have the words to live by. We use that because we all know. It's nice, but they're words on paper. But when the man was here, and I said this to the team before, preaching the Sermon on the Mount, 5,000 people rocked up to listen to what Jesus had to say. And they said it was written, they said, but it's different when you hear it. So I reference Jesus as one of the best teachers I believe that ever lived, not from a religious point of view even, but an amazing teacher. And more importantly, even when you read off a script, there's something powerful about what you read and the way you read it. So don't tell yourself that you can just read word on a paper. Don't tell yourself that it's okay, like you can be flat. No. And also, people want to be able to do their own thing. They want to be able to see it. Everyone's a Thomas, to see it, to touch it, to feel it. So there are a few things that make us different, but every student wants to be shown, visual, and then say, I'll show you, and then I'll let you do it. After I do the assessment, I then go back and I think about which one of you is responsible to take that client. I think about all the things that I know about you. I read back on the notes that we did in the extensive and boring onboarding workshop. When you joined Empire Blueprint, you remember that you all filled out forms. We had this discussion yesterday. So why do you fill out such boring forms? Because when I get stuck and I forget what skill set you have, I reference it and say, oh yeah, Nigel said he'd rather talk, and that guy likes someone who can talk, so I put them together. Ken is rather this style. So I'm able to have a very good pairing. The selection process, guys, between the onboarding workshop and training selection, that's 80% of the battle is won. Now I just need you to deliver. So in my eyes, it's like between the sale, the selection, and the pairing, that's the work. The rest is a formality once you get good. You are just going to run your order script. And it's a job you don't need to fear that AI will replace, because people want to be taught by people. So it's safety against the future as well. So if you would look at it that, it's a job that's not going away. It's not like we're going to replace you with AI. We could do that, it would be easier for me. But fundamentally, people want to learn other skills from people. And do you think they want to learn the content, or like there's more context around it? Because Jobman have hundreds of videos online. No one really watches it and says they're good. But when you talk to them, they say, oh, that guy's awesome. So again, important that we make that good impression, we set that firm boundaries in the beginning, and we just move forward in such a way that gives them the confidence and the certainty that they're going to be okay. Anything from you? Tom, you raised other really good questions yesterday. Is there anything else that remains important to the Champion Onboarding Workshop? Anyone else, please feel free to jump in. I will call you out by name if no one talks. Nigel, anything else?
Building rapport with the client. You built a rapport by being personable, understanding where she was at. Like you mentioned, she had ADHD.
Yes.
She was very hands-on. You basically tailored your understanding of her requirements based on what she was telling you, because she did say she was very hands-on. So you had a list of questions which had it's basically like a profile of us as well, as we went through with the questionnaire. Even today's one, the one that you sent just now, it's going to help you understand where we're at, because no two people are ever alike. Even twins are never the same. They may look the same, but no two people are the same.
Yes.
So I think from that perspective, the effort to understand the client's ability to do a task, it's like someone might be really understanding that business, but they're hopeless with computers. It's a simple thing.
Yeah, find someone else who's good with computers. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, it's also, I also like the onboarding process because it's pretty much like a selection process for the trainers, it helps to avoid service refunds, but also like bad reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the future world, guys, is we'll be having like a team meeting once a week, for example, or however often, outside of this, once we're all done. And I'll put to you, like, these are the clients that have come in, here's their profiles, watch the video, here's the main things you need to know. Figure it out amongst yourselves, who's taking what. You know, and now I will be the one to say, here, take it. But later on, as you get better, it's just like, guys, there's a pool, pick what you want, tell me what's left, and tell me what else we're going to figure out. Because some clients just want to be told short, sharp, and sweet. The client today said, I just need you to tell me, like, if I'm not doing my job, you need to kick me up the ass. That was his word. And I was sharing with the team earlier, there's another client who wants to be sworn at when he's not doing his job. And like, it's, even I swear, but even I find that swear words even more rude. And I repeated it this morning, so I won't say it again.
There's other people he can pay for that.
There's other people he can pay for that. His wife probably does it for free when she's not happy with him. But some clients just come to us for accountability. And so again, you're going to learn the thing over time. But you're of no value to them or to me or to the Empire Blueprint if you're just reading off a script and you are flat and you have no character and you have nothing about you. Develop your character, develop your ability to deliver information in a simple, direct manner. That's your biggest skill set. And it's going to be with you for life. It's not going to go anywhere, here or not here. Anything else on the Champion Onboarding Workshop?
I'm trying to remember questions Tom had yesterday.
Yeah, go for it. Was that you, Ken?
Yeah, actually, what I remember you said on the boarding workshop is regarding the motivation. You said your job is not to know everything, but to stay curious.
Yeah, this is okay, great. By the way, guys, you make me very happy when you engage with me by asking questions. You make my life easy to try and train and guide you. Like right now, I'm sitting here trying to think what you're thinking. It's impossible for me. So please keep going. I need it. As much as you need someone to teach you, I need someone to ask me questions. So, Ken, to answer your one, well, actually, what is the question? You made a good observation, but what's the question?
It's just like you don't need to know everything on, just like in Jobman, just to stay curious how these things work, something like that. I think that.
You think that's true just for them or also for you guys? Ken?
Was it again? Sorry.
Do you think that's true just for the champions or also for the trainers?
For the trainers.
Yeah.
For the champions.
So I said it to her, but it's just as true for you. You don't need to know everything. I don't know everything. But you have to be curious. You have to be willing.
Yep.
You have to be willing to develop your own character, but the content's the content. It can be taught. You can watch the videos enough times, you can just start repeating it. So again, it's more, if we just worried about the content, we're going to be like Jobman. There's a reason I'm wasting my time trying to teach you how to act and what to say and how to be confident and how to build your character. Because Jobman can teach. Any tech guy, Nigel will tell you, can teach. He did it, he tried, that's why he's here. It didn't work. Nigel has all the answers in his head. It still wasn't good enough. Right, Nigel?
Well, it's not always the case of having the answer. Sometimes it's a case of understanding the question because the client might not be have the same. Obviously, they don't have that. That's why they've got people like me. But sometimes, like, did they phrase their requirements correctly? So it's understanding their expectations. Again, it's boiling down to the expectations. If they want to know how to do certain things, then it's up to me. Or if I always use the phrase, if I don't know, I'll find someone who will or who can.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's always the case of, oh my God, it's outside of my area, but I can certainly bounce it past, especially if I have a team that can say, hey, look, she had a question regarding, or customer had a question regarding X, Y, and Z. How do we get this to them? And yeah, it's often, more often than not, the answer's there. You have a seniors, I call it a seniors moment. Sometimes just a brain block, it's just one of these things. It's like, it's at the tip of your tongue. And I said, look, I'll come back to that. But the importance is to actually, like you said, to take note of what the customer has asked and come back to it at a later stage. Said, look,
Awesome.
I don't don't think we should be dealing in this now. We'll do it in the deep dive or in,
Yes,
something.
there's a
something
time and a
like that.
place. Do we need to all get better at learning how to ask better questions or helping the client ask a better question?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, okay. No, cool. I've got everyone's buy-in. So,
Yeah, I was going to ask you, if a client asks a question and you don't even understand the question,
how can you answer?
how do you get them
Okay.
to reframe it?
Okay, good.
So not trying to just figure it out yourself. Don't try and figure out the
Sure.
question. Throw it back on them to ask the question.
Okay. So we'll address that in a second, yeah? You said, of course. Did you have a part of that question to add?
No, that's what
Okay.
she was saying.
So I guess I'm going to pick on Jess's word choice here because I think if I pick on the words that you all use now, we're going to be a stronger team for it. And it is nitpicking, so forgive me in advance. Everything she said was perfect, and then she came up with this idea, and I know it's coming from a good place, of throw it back at them. This thought, as a thought, is incorrect. And so the ability to ask a good question is a skill. It's a skill that most people have a deficiency in. And the idea of throwing back at them is also the wrong way to look at it, because it implies that it's not you. That logic implies it's their problem to fix. You asked it, you got it wrong, try again. Not that you said it, not that you meant it that way. But the idea of throw back at them, let them try again, is flawed. The logic is flawed. The thought pattern should be different, which is, because we know they don't know how to ask a question, our job now becomes to guide them to ask better questions. Not to throw it back to them or to say, can you try again? Because clearly if they knew any better, they'd do better. So the first thing here is to get rid of that fantasy that they know what they want or that they know that they need. I'm going to sound arrogant on this one. They don't fucking know what they want or what they need. We do. That's why they come to us. And I stole that from Steve Jobs. And he was right. If people knew better, they'd do better. They designed the Apple phone when nobody knew what they needed. And now none of us know how to live our lives without it. If people knew more, they would do more. They do not. This is one of my core tenets is, sure, everyone says they know. No one knows anything. And I say that lovingly and caringly, but that's the truth. And so asking them, can you try again? Doesn't normally work. Is you have to sit there in the silence, say, okay, so you asked me a question which has about 5 questions in it, and I have no idea where to even begin on one of those 5. So let's try this. Do I have your permission to ask you the question out loud? And of course they're going to say yes. I always ask for permission. Do you mind? You don't have to say, do I have your permission? But do you mind? Is it okay? Can I? These are great words because they show that you're being sincere. So if you're taking notes, take these notes. This is the point of training. It's like, learn. This is what you've got to learn. You've asked a question which really doesn't have an answer, and actually you've lost me. And I like to think I'm quite intelligent, but we're all learning here. Do I have your permission to try and put the question back to you to see if it makes sense? They're always going to laugh and say yes. And once they laugh, you've won. They've dropped their guard. So now whatever you say is okay. So once they say that, you repeat back one of those parts of the 5 questions. And then you make sure you say this. Write this one down. At the end of the sentence, you say, does that sound right? And who knows what the answer is 9 times out of 10? Somebody. When you ask them the question back and say, does that sound right? 9 times out of 10, what do they say?
No.
No. I've never met anyone that ever says, oh yeah, that's my question. Every single time they say, oh, yeah, that's not what I meant. And the ball's back in their court. Because it's on us, not to pick on you, but not to throw back at them, because they don't know. It's on us to show them where it's flawed and to say, hey, you got to try this again.
I think the way I meant to phrase
Of course.
that was like, how do we elicit that response
Yes.
back out
Now,
of them?
now that's a great.
That's how
Again,
I
so that's a
should
better.
have.
Yeah, that's a better question.
Yeah.
How do I become so good that I can elicit? I think is a great word. That I can, and we'll simplify that word. How do I become so good that I can get them to re-ask the question in a way that makes sense? And it is throwing it back at them. It is. We just don't think of it that way. It's you being curious and innocent in your curiosity to say, I'm really trying to help, but I'm struggling to understand what in the world do you mean? Okay, let me try asking you the question. You just tell me if it makes sense. X, Y, Z. Does that sound right to you? Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. Okay, well, you can try again. Let's go again. Because if you don't, I'm going to answer the wrong question with the right answer, which is not what you want to hear. And it's worse if I answer the wrong question with the wrong answer. So, once you have a little bit of humor, also humor, gentlemen, is something to take note of. A little bit of light humor that's well placed, and you can become playful. Don't lose this. As we grow up, we lose our childlike curiosity, and we become tense and stressed, and it's useless. Maintain a childlike playfulness. Like when they ask you a dumb question, say, no one's ever asked that to me before. Let's try that again. Like, if you say it like that, they can't be offended. But if you say, that's a dumb question, try again, they're going to be offended. So just be very mindful. The training of today is to teach you what not to do. It's bring joy into the workplace, bring a laughter, bring some level of humility. You remove all the barrier of expectation. If you've set the expectation and you're laughing your way through it, even the biggest mistake is you still have a chance at redemption. There is no mistake that we cannot overcome. But if you don't know this and we go straight to content and I don't tell you this, and you go straight to, that's how you use Jobman, that, you're going to find it very hard for anyone to like you. You'll do your job. You'll get paid, and then I'll say to you, thank you so much. No one wants to work with you. And it won't be because you weren't good. It'll be because they just didn't like you. And we can all become more likable and more human if we learn to add a little bit of humor into our work. Not to be like silly, but to maintain a childlike innocence and a light-hearted playfulness. And this is rooted in what John Luke never had, which was a genuine curiosity. Now, can someone tell me how you can know if someone is genuinely curious, as opposed to a critic of life? Let's workshop this for a minute, because it's a pet peeve of mine. I really would get offended when John Luke would answer my questions. So I'd give him a question. How do you think he would respond that would upset me as a human? Let's go with the negative first on this one. What do you think? So I come here all excited and joyful, okay, making a statement, asking a question. What does that person respond that makes me upset?
He doesn't care.
So it's not, okay, so not caring is the action, but how it's,
He's not excited.
he's not excited, but so somebody who doesn't care is not excited, what do they say? I don't know. I don't know is okay, depends how it's framed, but there's one word they use. Yeah.
That's not right.
That's not right. I don't know. Okay, you're on the right path. But somebody call it out when you realize what I'm asking, because my question's a trick question here is, it's not no, because no's okay. What does the person do that makes me feel like upset or sad? No matter if my question is good or bad. What's something that he would do in his character, and I love him, and I used to argue with him daily about this. What would he do that would offend me, that I would stop talking to him? And that what led to a hard situation.
The word maybe it's who cares? Or
Okay, he would say, I don't care or who cares. No, that's not nice, but it's not really what I'm looking for. And maybe what I'm looking for isn't a word. I say it's one word. It's 3 letters long. Eye contact? No.
Body language?
Body language? No.
3 letters.
3 letters. It starts with a W and ends with a Y.
Why?
Okay. But it wasn't the word why. It was the eyebrows. Okay? So understand this. And all of you really listen to this, even the other 2 in the room. When you ask me something and I look up like, huh? Like you're crazy, what kind of idea is that? I look up to the left and I smile at you like, what are you trying to say? Like, you've lost me. But I do it with a smile on my face. And I'm sincerely like, how'd you get that? Like, how? Like, you see me, I'm shocked. I want to learn. I asked John Luke, he says, why? Why? It's the little shoulder movement. It's the coldness in the eyes. Like, he didn't say anything wrong. It's just like, I felt that big. When it was good, I felt that big. When it was bad, I felt that big. Everything was, why? Why'd you do that for? I'd say to you, why'd you do that for? Same sentence. One, you want to answer and explain. The other one, you're like, you're an ass. Because I did. So the same thing, which is why, if you say why in a stern way when someone is trying to learn, you can really piss them off. And you can piss them off and you'll never know why. That's the best part. And they won't even know either. But if someone asks you a dumb question, you say, why do you think like that? And you pause and you ask it like a child, why, Dad? Just, it has to be that kind of innocence and curiosity, genuine. You will get away with anything. But if they ask you a question and then you said, why did you say that for? That's the end of it. You just lost them. Because all of a sudden you're attacking them. All of a sudden you're not the trainer who's encouraging, guiding or supporting them. Understand that that's all it takes. It doesn't take more than that to lose somebody's trust or to earn their respect. So when you ask why, ask it in a way that you sincerely want to know why. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask why with a smile. Why? It comes out beautiful. Actually, you can't say it seriously if you're smiling. Just put on a fake smile for 0.1 of a second. You'll be shocked with how your life and how the world around you changes. All I've done to get here right now is ask why and really want to hear what the person has to say in any aspect of life. And I can ask some really, really hard questions, but I say it with a real level of sincerity. Now, Nigel, I bet your Jobman never taught you this. They just said, here you go and fix their problem. And you would fix their problem and you would not understand why you also would understand why the outcome was less than desirable. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with a human. The problem will come and go a million times. It's the human element that remains. People will always remember how you made them feel, never what you did. Very rare. Especially if us mostly men here, we upset our partners, we'll upset them a billion times in life. And women have a great memory of remembering every little thing we did wrong. Don't get me wrong. God's gift. But what they remember above anything is that he made me feel like shit, or he didn't see me. His lack of interest made me feel ugly. He didn't take me out. They won't remember every time he didn't take, just he lost interest, so I lost interest. People remember how we make them feel, never really what we do. And especially when it comes to the bad. So if you want to piss somebody off to ensure that they won't ever like you and say to their friend, this guy's a freaking amazing trainer, like get on, then ask why bluntly. And I can guarantee you that you won't be liked and you won't be recommended. So now that you know what not to do, now go and live your life the opposite way. I wish I learned that at 20, not 31 or something. I wish. Changed my life fundamentally. So there's lessons in today that are far greater than just Jobman. Because we'll go on to do bigger and better things. We'll go on to training more people. We'll go on to having those clients come back and say, you guys are amazing. And then we'll say, why? And they'll be like, because, the way you just asked the question. So practice your smile. Practice your sincerity. But really, really mean it. And the easiest way to do that is to find that child inside that just wants to play and have fun. Life is just about learning and growing. If you can do that, you'll get through the training without a worry in the world. I don't know which one of you is going to be the best. I'm interested to see who's going to progress in which way. And the best is, you're all going to be the best in different ways. But I wonder who's going to get like the most people saying, that person's awesome, like let me book him. And I'm going to be proud, and it's going to be healthy competition. Say, why are you number one? What are you doing better? Everyone watch Nigel and learn from Nigel. Okay, well, this week we're watching Ken. Because every week you'll do something that will be better than you did the week before. And if we can share that learning, it's fun because we're caring for each other. We're not doing it in the negative way. So if you want, and I'll close on this point, if you want someone to never like you and to never know why, just ask why in a cold way. It's that easy.
It's just so dismissive.
Yeah, why?
Why are you bothering?
And then every single time. So the takeaway here is don't you dare ever ask any of our clients. It's not EB protocol. Don't you dare ever ask them why in a way that is condescending or rude or not genuine. You have no right to do that.
Stay curious.
Stay
Ask
curious.
with curiosity.
Steve Jobs said it. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Foolish means learning. Learning means you have the will to find out what not to do. Just stay like that. Be as childlike as you can in your approach. This is the best takeaway. Next one. Not all at once, please. I can't deal with it. Silence is deafening.
Tom, you asked a question yesterday.
It's like
I can't
lukewarm.
remember how you worded it.
Which one?
lukewarm. When you say why, it's lukewarm. You
sorry.
don't really care.
One sec.
Sorry, Pierre was
Sorry.
making a comment
Yeah.
that saying why in a flat way is like lukewarm, which naturally would imply that you don't care. So understand that the human mind's a very petty thing, in my opinion. It's very feeble. It's not the letters, sometimes it's not the, all it is the way that the person feels on the other end. You can say anything that's hurtful. I had a hard conversation with Jess earlier today. She could have slapped me, maybe she should have. But because I was able to say it with the intention of love, care and respect, say what would be hurtful thing, not meaning to hurt the person. So it's a harsh truth.
But it didn't feel hurtful.
Well, because
At all.
because it's a harsh truth, directed in the right way, with a playfulness, saying maybe I'm wrong, and forgive me in advance if I am, but I feel like this towards you because of what you've done to me. At the end, you high five, you hug, you move on. That same conversation on a bad day or with somebody else could have been there saying to me where to go and then quitting. So understand it's not, and we know this in life. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. But no one really teaches us the right way to say it. And I think the why example is so good because we've all been on that. Where a parent asks a child or a client asks us, why? Why'd you do that? You didn't ask that why to learn. You asked to tell me off. That wasn't a question, that was a statement. You know, why is a beautiful God-given thing to open conversation to learn more. Children do that, that's how they learn. They, why? And we, oh, shut up, you keep asking. But that's the beauty of learning. So you want to do that in such a way that when you ask your students and your champions, when you ask them why they feel that way, this is super, super important. Like I can't stress it enough. That one skill would change from being okay to being a good trainer. Just that one thing. Because it affects every part of your communication. Yes, you were saying, Tom.
Oh, Tom asked a really good question yesterday, and it was to do with Michelle having. You thought Michelle had already worked with the system.
Was that Tom or Pierre?
Oh, was it you? I can't remember.
No, yeah, I did ask.
Trying to give him brownie points.
Yeah, I did ask that Michelle have already knows how to use Jobman. Maybe like basic.
I'm gonna get you to do what we learned yesterday.
Yeah.
You ended like you were asking a question. Please go for it. So let's reframe that, Tom. Let's give it another go. Whenever you're ready, no rush.
How do I forgot how to
It's okay.
this.
Don't think, remember? The secret was not thinking. It was just go for it. And then just end strong. Wherever you end, just end strong. Just don't drag it.
Okay, yeah.
Go for it.
So Michelle, in the video, Michelle mentioned that she already knows.
It's okay.
Sorry, Jake.
No, don't apologize. So 2 things from
I
yesterday.
put you on the spot.
Don't apologize, and then end your sentence, don't drag your word. So yesterday in the video, pause, I'm okay with that. Guys, take the learnings from this. When you don't know what to do, and I'm going to come back to this because we spoke about it yesterday, don't drag out your words, just cut it short, think. Yesterday, because I can reframe it as, yesterday when I was watching the video, I wonder if Michelle had watched it before, like did she use Jobman? Or, or has she used Jobman? And I'm happy for you to pause, because you're thinking about it. But not, that's worse. So you can ask the question slowly. Just let your words finish and then pause for intent. Now the skill, gentlemen, for Ken and Nigel, because you missed this yesterday, is that's a skill right now. Tom's practicing a skill with us as a team that you will need to start having for the client. There is times they ask you questions where you're going to stutter and pause, and you're going to just slur your words. The best thing you can do is just go quiet. Get out what you can and just go silent. Sit with the silence. Like, be okay, it's your friend. Hello, silence, what is it? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Silence is also a good friend. You know, and you can ask a question, pause for a second, it makes you smart. He's thinking. This is Einstein. But the question, Tom, yesterday, just for your own sake and not mine, was she'd watch the videos. What videos did she watch about Jobman? Gentlemen, she watched videos from Jobman, by Jobman, about Jobman. And they sucked by her admission or by admission of others. 100 videos. Because there's so much to say and it's so good when you tell people more, apparently. How come people can do 16 hours with me and get a better result than watching 100 hours with the people who made it? Do you think it's because I know more? Are you silly enough to think I'm smarter than the creator? It's just that I can tell the person what they need, and when they're not comfortable, I can make them comfortable. And at the end, in the awkward silence, I can say, how do you feel? They're like, I'm tired. I'm like, you're tired. I'm ruined. I got to put up with you. And I just laugh and they say, let's keep going. How can I get away with that? It should be rude. No, because I built a character of lovability and laughability. It's not rude at them. It's like, you're tired. I got to figure out your questions. Once you do that, you break down their guard. You become friends. By the end of session 1, your aim should be to become professional friends, not like friendly, like rubbish talk and nonsense. You are professionals. But the aim should be, hey, how you going, man? How was the weekend? Like, you come back into the club, man, it's been a few days, I missed you. I tell my clients I've loved them before, and they laughed. Oh, you're the best. So, and I've also told a client to go and get fucked because he was rude. And he still said, you know what, you're right. So you can do anything provided you approach it in the right way. Now, we were talking about this before. If we were a corporate company and we had 100 people, the rules would be stricter. But not really if the people on my team are trusted and know how to talk to clients and they are trained in the art of communication. And that's what we're learning today more than the context is how do we communicate better as people to those we care about, to those who are in our care, and to the students that we love and respect, because without them we can't make a living. You have to protect that. They are your asset. That person is paying your bills. Care about them. Care about them deeply. Draw the line where professional meets life. Spend a few minutes saying, how's your wife? I remember you got kids. I asked them everything in that onboarding workshop. I'll tell you the name of their wife, the age of their kids, the food they eat. I'll tell you whatever you want. I'll give you anything you need. You just ask me and I'll make sure I get it. The reason I do that is to build rapport. And to build rapport means that no matter what I do in their eyes, I'm still good. Because they know even on my bad day, I'm still going to bat for them. Even when I don't know, I tell them, you're asking me a really good question. I pause. I can't believe no one's asked that. I pause. Yeah, I don't know how I've missed it for 2 years. Do you mind if I write it down? All I've just done there was I just stalled. You didn't even realize. I'm calling out my pauses. And I've also told them that I'm also learning. And I've also asked for more time to write the question. In that time, I've already answered the question and I've done 3 scenarios in my head. So it's the art of just slowing down the communication and just having that free flow. By the way, the question is no one's asked that before. That can sound really good and really bad. You can say no one's asked that before.
Why are you asking?
We get it? Did you hear my words? No one's asked that before. Oh, yeah. No one's asked that before. Just my voice went up. My shoulders are good one. Both say very different things. One says, well done. That's a genius question. The other says, you're an idiot. Shut up. You're so stupid. That's why no one's asked. Same question. Very, very different outcome. Be playful with your voice. God gave it to you for a reason. Next one. Or is it break time? I think it's break time. How long would we like to break before we start getting into content of session 1, which is going to be deep? Again, not everyone at once.
I'm good for a 5-minute dunny break. What would other people prefer?
I'm fine with that short break, yeah.
Yeah, 5 will work.
Okay, see you all at 5 past, so 7 minutes from now. We'll see you there. You can stay on, you can mute your screens and cameras or just stay online and do what you want. Bye.
Heading off. Bad news.
Yeah, I know.
It's saying internal heating is too hot, which really sucks.
Because we've got 3 now.
And also means
We got the boxes, right? Or do we throw them?
we got the boxes.
Okay.
It really sucks.
Yeah, it's a problem. How do you feel? You look gutted.
It just sucks. It really sucks.
Why?
Well, it means Thursday 8 hours.
It's not going to happen.
It's not possible.
Is it the camera?
It's a camera.
Because it's cheap?
It's not cheap. I'm gonna try and do some research.
Okay.
Because
Just keep we can return 2 out of the 3. If my fear is it's the camera. Obviously, I'm going to
it is the camera.
Yeah.
It's definitely the camera. It's just figuring out if there's a way around it.
Probably not. What does your camera cost?
This one?
Yeah, your Blackmagic one.
On Facebook Marketplace, it was 1,000.
And what are they new?
No, 1,800.
Does it have that issue?
No, but it has a ton of other issues.
Yeah, it's
Ah, okay.
It'll always have issues.
Yeah.
But that one really, really sucks. So give me
Is it the
time.
battery pack that's throwing it off the edge?
No.
It's not the battery pack.
Give me tonight.
Of course.
I'll look into it. I'm going to see if I can come in early tomorrow.
We're going to have to figure this shit out.
Eva, would you want to possibly come in early tomorrow?
What time?
Figure it out between the two of you.
7:30 or 8?
Let's go now.
Yeah. I like that. I like that you want to come early, and I also like that she wants her rest. How many hours do you sleep a night? Do you
I try
I feel like you're really routine.
I try and sleep
Yeah.
8 hours, but
Okay.
7 hours is a norm.
Yeah.
7.
I like you. I like you that about you. You eat the right food. You try and get your routine.
Otherwise, I'm not going to work.
I'm hoping to take a bit out of your.
Yeah.
I used to be like that when I had more time.
Yeah.
Are we concerned a little bit?
Very.
Very.
Ooh.
I love look, extreme ownership, right?
It is it really.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have
Like,
that.
are we proper fucked?
We're not. Fuck.
Yeah.
We're not totally.
Try to the tripod and press go at different times. On the
Yeah, we'll just go. It will. I think what will end up happening is we'll use this camera.
Yeah.
The big problem is this doesn't take SD cards. It might take. Sorry, it takes SD cards by a certain type, and it might be the one that we ordered.
So you're also upset about what we got in case the whole thing's wrong. That's so shit.
It really sucks.
So not only is the cameras the issue, is everything else we've purchased around the cameras.
Well, no, it's
Well, not everything, but other
Yeah.
things.
as a result of the cameras.
Okay. So that's why you're trying to fix the camera issue. I'm of the belief you can't.
That's a fair belief.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong because it's a heating issue. Like, what are you going to do about it? But let's spend the time and find out if it can be done. Don't worry about it.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, like don't worry about the feeling of like, oh fuck, we fucked up. It is what it is. We got money, we can buy new ones again and figure out what to do with the old ones. My bigger fear is figure something out for tomorrow, for Thursday. So if you have to borrow something from uni, I don't know like how that looks or
Probably
works.
end up actually being the case of you.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're gonna have to. Or if you're gonna buy a better one tomorrow, great, take the cut, go fucking buy one. We'll deal with the consequence. It sucks, but we're here now. It's okay. Like it's not. No one's going hungry out on the street, so we'll figure that out. And don't feel bad about it like it was your fault. In case
No,
that's another thought process. It's shit, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like
Yeah.
it's my fault, but that's more so because
Like,
I
yeah.
was led to believe.
How would you have known to ask the question?
Exactly.
Like, does it
It's
overheat?
also it's such a stupid little.
And is it just the one camera? Is it other ones too? Has it happened to only one? Maybe it's one faulty one.
It's a good point.
You shouldn't have to ask if
Yeah.
if it overheats. Like,
Maybe
Exactly. It's.
I know.
Will this overheat in time? Like.
Because I know I say that because like the iPhone, obviously iPhone's in the sun and the warmth to do it. But
And
like
also
so,
it's quite humid in this room.
so it's a thing. Yeah. So it's like I wonder if you take another one home and try it, or if you put one here and just leave it and see what happens. Like maybe it's a faulty camera. Maybe it's a faulty battery. Like maybe we just got unlucky and it flagged now. And maybe it's a
have you looked on Reddit? To see if
Yeah,
it's
that
a
was the other thing.
common-
Again, I'll do research tonight.
Yeah,
I'll look into it.
Reddit's the best.
yeah.
It is the best.
But come up with a contingency plan because my assumption is it's maybe an issue with the device. But I think if it was the battery pack that was causing it, maybe it's like too much power and it's overheating.
Could be the case. Could be the
That's why I
But
asked you.
the thing is, it was connected to.
No, it's original
power
one.
adapter. It's connected to,
No, that's fucking shit.
so it doesn't add up.
Try another one. Try another one, and then also check Reddit.
Well, yeah, tomorrow we can just let one keep recording, and then I'll keep.
Yeah, or tonight.
We want to make
Do you want me
sure
to
we
take them
know.
home?
Can you take one home? Sorry.
I'll take the whole bag home.
Okay, go. It's yours anyway.
With this one, just press the record button again.
I won't. We'll hit record now.
It's recording.
That's
Okay,
it then.
Okay. What do I have to press to turn it off at the end?
So all you have to do is press record button on camera,
Mm-hmm.
press this big button
Mm-hmm.
mic, and then just turn the camera off. There's a little switch.
How'd you go today?
Cool. Okay.
And then
How'd you feel after Nando?
Two of those buttons.
After now?
and the
After Nando.
if give me a call.
Good, yeah.
I'll
Actual?
be online.
Yeah, I've just
Um,
requested access to look at his plan, but I'm excited to see what.
Do you feel like it's a good decision by me? Do you agree with what I've done is correct?
Yeah, me too.
If anything happens in terms of the
Okay.
camera, give me a call.
And do you think I quite like him?
Yeah.
Like the little bit of like obviously engaged with him. He's saying the right things.
Yeah,
That's
so,
about it.
You got to hold him accountable. You know, like to me, it's like, hey, I'm gonna ask you. Like, I know he said the right things. Is he doing the right things?
yeah.
Nando, if you're watching this, we love you, but it's Empire Blueprint. Anyway, thank you, Roy. Thank you, Eva.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the morning. Early, but not too early. Like, I don't know. Find a time that you agree on.
Yeah.
But we're gonna finish early because Thursday and Friday are massive for us, and we've got an early start Thursday.
That works then.
So get in early, go home early.
Probably won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think that's what
that's
we're
fine.
planning.
Just
Just to make sure
you've
that
just
we
got to
do the
figure out like a
session.
dry run, something,
Yes.
and you're good to keep going. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Hi, welcome back. Are you refreshed?
It's already.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's just off.
Actually, I didn't move. I'm still here, talking to the team. I'm not refreshed, but I've been praying in my head as I'm talking, like, God, help me get through it. Have you found it boring? Have you found it mundane? Have you found it repetitive?
Just heads up, it's going to record for another 1 hour. That's what
Perfect.
it's got left.
We have to be done by 7. I promised them. And plus, I'm gonna run out of battery. I'm overheating. Sorry, gentlemen. Give me some feedback. How have you found my style? Listening to me for an hour can be really fun or really hard. Like, how are you going so far?
Always good. I like the personal style. That's always something that attracted me to listening to people. Confidence. You're very confident in your delivery, and I'd like to learn how to be a lot more confident in delivery, especially trying to find the right words to use when faced with. Sometimes even confrontational things. I say, sometimes you just want to. I don't want to talk to this person or something like that. You have that ability to twist a negative into something that can be less negative. I wouldn't say it can be positive, but sometimes it's like, if someone's got a quick to pick up a stumbling block for someone, and whether it's something they're not happy with, but you can understand how they're coming to that question. And it comes down to the building rapport.
May I stop you rudely for a moment? Your ticket, where?
Yes.
Where is
I
it?
left on your desk.
Take this one.
Is that one sorted?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I've got one here and it's up here. I'll figure it out later.
I just remembered. Yeah. Thank you.
You shouldn't have another one with you.
No, that's the one I gave you.
Yeah, you're telling the truth.
Already.
Okay, guys, sorry for that. We just.
Yeah.
You've got yours, and Pierre, you've got yours.
Building rapport.
Okay, can I have it just here when you're ready? Okay, building rapport. Nigel, you said something. I'm going to give Tom the question, and Tom's going to answer the question. It's not sad to hear the question, but it's interesting that at 50 plus years old, you should now say you want to feel confident or more confident. I don't wish that was the case. I wish anybody had that, because I think life is very different on the other end of confidence. And I don't say that in a rude manner. I say that in a very realistic manner. And I say that because when I was going through a difficult part of my life a few years ago, I didn't have it. And I only think I found it because I'd chosen to end my life. And then I said to God, not today. I don't think it's good enough to just, it was like, what if I die and life still sucked? That was my fear. And what if not everything's over when you're done? And so my prayer was, give me the strength to get through it. And part of having the strength to get through what was a very low time for me personally was, I didn't realize it was my prayer at the time. I just wanted to stay alive and smile, but confidence was the answer to that. And then when it started happening, people would call me confident, but I didn't feel like it. Inside, I still felt like hurt or broken, damaged, imposter syndrome. I felt a billion things that were not confident. Like the man you see in front of you doesn't think of himself as confident. He just thinks as someone who prayed a lot about, God, please tell me there's more to life. Please let me live a life that doesn't hurt so much. It wasn't even about happiness, it was just one that wasn't so painful. And so you see me as confident, and we see people up on stages as confident, but I don't know that it's a skill that one can gain by thinking. And actually I'd argue that confidence isn't a thinking skill. Confidence is a doing, is a noun or a verb. I really don't understand the English language. But confidence is something in which you practice every day. And even if you suck at it, you realize that you're still becoming better, and you have to be okay with that process. And I guess that takes confidence to be confident. You've got to be okay to go through the crappy period to come in on the other end. The antidote to confidence is realizing what your life looks like if you don't become confident quickly. You have no idea, we men have no idea how much lack of confidence costs us. And what it does to our lives, and the doubt that it leaves in our minds. It wreaks havoc on our relationships, and it makes us question our own thoughts and our own beliefs. It's damaging. Sometimes confidence is fake. We put our hopes and dreams and thoughts of ourselves on something we did or something we achieved and say, oh, I must be good, I did that. And we forget that our real source of truth or strength should come from something larger than us. So for me, it's God. That's gave me my confidence is my belief. It's why I'm not ashamed of my cross, why I'm not ashamed of anything I've done is, okay, for me, I can't find confidence in JP. I don't find anything worthy in JP to say, oh, he's a good guy, he's confident. What I'm going to be proud of, all the mistakes I made, all the problems I create, all the mess that I seem to cause. But when I move my sight onto something larger than me, one of them things is like looking to God. It's very good for my confidence, actually. Because with God, nothing is impossible. Then I have to be confident for my team. The team need me. They also rely on me in some capacity. Then I'm forced to become confident. You men we are working alongside each other, all men looking to work towards, and females, to work towards something better and bigger than oneself. Confidence has to happen. Has to be like, you have to find it yesterday and not tomorrow. It's not an option. Tom asked me this yesterday. Tom's first day was yesterday. And I'll go on this and then I'll come back to the actual content. But this is very dear to my heart. Tom said, when I started with you, and I'm going to let Tom tell the story, but he describes it as, JP, I liked your character. I thought, thank you. That's humbling, but it's not really, like, okay, appreciate it. Like, okay, next. But I said, what was it? He said, the confidence, the certainty. And I'm going to let him share the story. But I want Tom to share with, what attracted him to, not my character, because sounds like a big ego. But what did you like about Jean-Pierre? What did you see in that character? Not me. What did you see shining through that character? That you said, oh, I like that. Like, I want to learn to be like that. And then how did you feel yesterday on day one when you said, I also want to build my confidence? And then when you left day one, you shocked me with what you said about how you felt. So if you can answer those 3 points. What attracted you to that character? It's not about me, but to that qualities in that character. How did you feel in the morning, and what had changed by the afternoon? And gentlemen, while he answers that, just look how I broke down a really complex 3 questions into 3 separate ones. So learning again. I didn't say, tell me how you felt, and then why you said that, and then why you did this. It's very hard for the mind to kind of grasp. Comma, and, the plus sign, negative, minus, upside down. Tom, I need 3 things. Here's my hands. Why did you like me? How did you feel in the morning? And how did you feel when you finished? And this is very easy for Tom to answer all 3. Now, even if Tom sucks at giving answers, and he doesn't, but let's say he's the worst person ever at responding, he can follow 3 simple questions. He can give 3 clear answers. So do you understand the importance of the gift and the skill of learning how to ask an articulate question? And I'm not shy to use my hands. My problem is most of you, everyone here except for Pierre is very, very like tight and reserved. Oh, talk big, no problem. Use your hands. Question 1, here we go. Question 2. All right, I got 4 questions. Don't be afraid. This is what we got your hands. Most of your communication comes from here. If 80% is the character and 20% is the context, then 80% of your communication is your actions and your voice, not the words you say. So when you ask me, but I really want to learn Jobman, it's really important. I'm like, it's that much. You become good man confident men, men who can carry their weight and ask questions. Anywhere I put you, anything I throw at you, you're going to say, yeah, cool, I've done this before. That's the skill, gentlemen. With me, with Empire, on your own in life, I always would hope that when you move on from here, and hopefully that we're so good that we never choose to move on, that where can you go that is better? That's my hope, and that's my prayer. But in the day that you move on to something bigger and better individually, A, we will be cheering you and saying, go, you've got this. And B, this skill you should take with you for life. And always say, I'm very proud of that team. I developed a lot. I learned a lot. And that we should hold that place in your heart and in your mind. Anyway, it's not about me, it's about Tom. And Tom, I asked you 3 questions. So whenever you are ready, kind sir.
Yes. The thing I like about
JP's character.
JP's character
Yeah.
is he's able. So in the it's his confidence, but it's mainly the way he talks. He keeps things simple, almost like he's talking in bullet points. He's able to change something complicated from something complicated into simple for an 8-year-old to an 80-year-old, where they can understand that. Sorry, I'm crashing out. What's the second question?
No, that's fine. And then, okay, that was the first one. The second one was, how did you feel yesterday morning when you began and you knew we were going to go on a confidence building journey with Empire Blueprint? But you really had you had no way of knowing what that was. You shared with me in the evening, you shared how you felt in the morning.
Of course. Yes. I felt better after, I guess, knowing where to start to build my confidence. And yeah.
It's okay. So in the morning you said to me, I want to do this, but I don't know where to begin. Like this confidence building thing, what is that? How do I do it? I know it's what I want. I don't know how to do it. But as the day progressed and you left, and after we had the meeting with Pierre, you said, now I feel like I have a place to start. I have actionable things I can actually go and do. It's no longer a theory. If I fix some of my words, if I set clearer expectation, have better boundaries, that's going to make me confident. So confidence isn't something that we just pursue. It's a word that we're always trying to get better at. The way in which we can do that is we can become confident if you set expectation and boundaries. If you tell people how you're going to talk to them, you can become confident. It's not just something, oh, I'd like to be, and it's like on your wish list. It's something that I'm teaching you now how to be. One step to become confident is to set clear boundaries. Another step to become confident is to use simple language. Another step is to be childlike. Do a series of these things, you become confident automatically. Even when I still don't feel like I am. Between me and myself, I don't think I am. I'm still that little kid. But over time of doing it again and again and again, and now teaching people to do that, it's like, oh, maybe I am confident. And I think the real trick is never believing you are. Because then you become cocky. Cocky and confidence is a fine line. Just say, I'm just trying to be my best. Okay, God, hopefully it's going to be easier. So it's not something that we aim to be. It's very hard to I want to be confident, like it's a thing. It's a bunch of other things that make us feel that way. And actually, maybe we will never feel confident within ourselves. I don't think I am, but you all tell me that I am. Therefore, maybe I should consider that. So you being confident won't come from how you feel. It's not like here's a pill, swallow it, makes you confident, like liquid courage. Here, have this shot and go ask the girl to dance. It's if the girl comes to you and says, you look confident, you're going to say, oh God, maybe I am. So you're going to hear it from the students, you're going to hear it from the other trainers. And that's what's going to make you feel and believe that you are. And you can practice that skill by doing some of these things. That's why I wrote them on the board. Confidence is the name we give to a set of actions and behaviors that we do that make us uncomfortable for a period of time. But once we keep doing them and we get better at it, okay, apparently the result of that is confidence on the other side. So it's nice to hear it from you, Nigel. It's also like, okay, that's our job then. Our job is not to just teach people how to use Jobman. It's to build confident trainers that know how to teach Jobman. That's my job. I also much prefer that because Jobman is boring. Working with you guys isn't. teaching you, seeing you develop that skill. Go for it, Nigel.
Yeah, it's about stepping outside of a comfort zone. I can say, obviously, I'm at this stage in my life, I had to step out of a comfort zone of being an introvert, being afraid of public speaking, being afraid of standing in front of a crowd, thinking, oh, what will people think about me? And that's always a confidence, self-confidence issue,
Of course.
which came from,
Of course.
I wouldn't say it's a sheltered, but it could have just been an introverted nature. So
Yes.
sometimes it takes a bit of introspection just to understand, hey, look, I am this type of personality, but I'm willing to step out of it and make that little gesture. Yeah, someone might think, oh, this guy doesn't know how to talk properly or something. You might then say, oh, are they going to make fun of me? Don't think about that. That's how I sometimes think. And I can see for all of us, it's something that we need to overcome. Maybe a fear of the first thing for myself, speaking personally, was a fear of public speaking.
Can I comment on that in two different ways? Maybe nobody is more, and believe it or not, I don't know if this is true, but let's talk on the introvert, which is the nature to be shy and withdrawn and on oneself. Maybe in many ways you see me as extrovert and loud and funny and outgoing and confident. But if you ask me, I'd say I isolate by choice and I live on a farm on my own. My dad says, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. Most normal people can't do that. So I'm not going to go and say I'm an introvert or extrovert, but I understand what it means to just be you in your own space. Like I live on a farm. My closest neighbor is a kilometer. I don't even have a partner. So like I'm so many layers removed from people that I really understand it. Yet when I come to sit in front of my team, that it's my duty, it's my beautiful duty to serve and lead. My job is to be confident in front of you. And so you can be confident in front of others. So number one is I get it. And introvert or not introvert, you can learn it. If you believe you can learn it and it's something that you have to do for your job and it's going to better you. My father asked this yesterday, can someone learn these things? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you believe you can't, well then you're wasting your time. But if you believe you can, then you can. It's half the battle. And so if you believe different, which is one of our core values, which is to truly believe different with all your heart, that you can live a better life and a different life, and you work towards it, I believe you can. Like, okay, last month, guys, we weren't a thing. There wasn't me and 5 people listening to my words, sitting down on camera. Why can't there be me and 500 people next time in a year? Why is that impossible? Because this was impossible. So I'm also on my own journey of like, also learning to be confident and learning to just will things into existence and work. I'm not going to claim introvertedness, but I understand it so deep that one of my videos about isolation, and I'll come to you, is that I isolated for 6 months from the world. I saw no one, I did nothing. That led me to a horrible place. Yet it was at my lowest I found confidence in something bigger than me, in what now became my team. You guys you are my team, you are me. I'm not JP, by the way, without a team. I'm just John who lives on a farm. None of my character stands if I don't have anyone to be confident for. The second point to that, and then I'll come back to Jess, is no one actually cares about anyone or anything. We are shy from one another. We are shy from strangers, and like we think that people care. Or we make this belief in our head that, what if I look stupid in front of that person? Maybe if anyone cares about you, maybe if you're lucky, it's your parents. I'd argue that your parents will probably always care more about you than even your partner, unless you're really blessed and you've got an amazing partner. And then I love and care for you all, but that's because I'm a rare species and you are my family. But I set out my life to make it that way. Outside of that, no one gives a fuck. Really, really, like everyone's too busy in their own lives to care. And it's not a nice way for me to say no one gives a fuck, but it's the truth. Saying they don't care is not strong enough. People are so busy and absorbed in their own life, in their own issues and problems and health and wealth and sickness and weight loss issues and mental issues that no one has the mental capacity even for themselves. You look like an idiot on stage for 1 second. They forget, like they didn't even know what your name is if you bump into them on the street, and you worry and you let that cloud your judgment for your whole life about, I wonder what they're going to think about me. Like it matters who they are, what they think. And even if they did, let's go that they did, what other people think of you is none of your opinion. That's their judgment. It matters what you think of you. If you love and care for me as I love and care for you, it matters what I and we think of you. That's the people you care about. If a junkie tells me I'm an idiot, I'm going to say, great for you. Like, good. Who is he to me? If the king says, you're a good man, I'm going to say, great. Who are you to me? Like, you are. It's great. Thanks for your opinion. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Do you feel better? And likewise, if I put some videos on YouTube, I was more happy to have people dislike my video. I have haters now. And I'm like, that's so cool. People also don't like me. Great. That's also their opinion that they're entitled to. It matters that I like me. It matters that I'm able to live with me. It matters that I look in that mirror and I see my progression and confidence and say, thank you, God, for giving me the ability to do this for another day when I thought I couldn't do it at all. Every day, that's my prayer. And so confidence is not something that is final. It's something that we always work towards. It is the pillar that my character of corporate cowboy is built on. Is on conviction, compassion, and confidence. Because if you can have all of them, you're almost there, whatever there is. And introverted or not, you can learn. It's a skill set you can learn. You just truly need to believe that this is something that you enjoy, or really you enjoy the people you do it with. Right now, all of us are tired. It's the end of the day. Tom is past his nana nap. My father's trying to stay awake. Jess is sick of my voice. I'm trying to pretend like I'm not slumping. So, we're all putting in effort, but I hope that we believe in our core of our being that what I am saying is achievable. And should you believe it to be true, if you ask, then you shall receive. So it's not that hard, but it takes faith. And even I think sometimes faith takes some confidence.
Can I add something to it?
You and then Jess, please. Sorry.
No.
No,
you go.
No. You rarer to speak.
Don't put your confidence.
Yeah. Can you hear, guys? Can you hear Pierre?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Don't base your confidence on your perfection. We can never be perfect, and no one is perfect. I know a lot in life, but there's a lot of things I don't know, and that shouldn't put myself down in any way. Confidence is not based on things you don't know. Confidence is based on things that you know. So don't think if I don't know this or I don't know, I'm not perfect. How can I say it? Do not be less confident about yourself.
I think what I was going
Go
to
for
say ties into.
Yeah, and I just thought of something that I've totally missed. Thank you. Yeah.
Was just that I think I would say if I know 90% of Jobman, I've only learnt an extra 0.5% of Jobman in the last 8 weeks, 16 sessions, but my confidence, not in what I'm delivering, but my ability to deliver it and my ability to be able to field questions and answer them even if I don't know the answers, to be confidently able to just say, I don't know, like Nigel said, but I know the right person who does, and I will give you the right answer at the next session. Like, it's just, my knowledge hasn't grown. My ability to speak to people and know
It's nice to hear that.
And also, I may not be particularly religious, but you are like you've given me confidence. So you are confident because you can't give someone confidence if you don't have it to give.
I'm going to agree with both Pierre and Jess. Don't base your confidence on what you believe is perfect, because you're wrong about it anyway. Don't feel less confident because you're learning. Welcome to life. And I would say the antidote to that, the medicine, is to base confidence on something, again, larger than you. It could be a belief system. It could be this group of people that you believe in so much more, that if you believe in Empire Blueprint because we're a team, then that should give you confidence. It's like, as a team, individually, none of us are going to make it. That's how I feel. Collectively, we're going to do amazing things. And I really believe that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. And I don't think any of you would be if there wasn't that belief somewhere. Pierre raised a really good point without him realizing it. Is somehow this conversation was about Jobman at the start. It's supposed to be. And Tom liked the character of me for the confidence. And Ken is something I keep working with him, is just like, talk more, be louder, be more brave. I drill that into Ken, and Ken's awesome. He's learning really fast. But Nigel, I didn't expect that would come from you. I couldn't have, because although I had a gut feeling, it's wrong for me to make that assumption. The fact that the whole conversation is pivoting around confidence should give you Solace. You should feel happy about this. Now, let me flip the script as to why. So right now, it's 6:30. We're probably not going to talk about anything to do with Jobman. And by all measures, we've just wasted another 2 hours of our lives. And that's how we might feel, and that's definitely what I'm going to think. My logical mind's going to be like, you got to do the work, and like, why didn't you talk about agenda screens and activity screens? And I just realized why as Pierre was talking. Do you think that the people that we're going to train don't know what an agenda screen is or an activity screen is? Why? I forgot to ask this. So please, rush to answer this. Why do you think people are coming us to train? I can't believe I fucking forgot. So stupid. And we might even end after this, because this was the point of today. Is if people have the resource and it's 100 videos online, and I can teach you and you can learn to do it, and like from Ken to my father, you have no skill in that area or interest. Can someone tell me why they're coming to us? Why they're looking for training? And just don't answer it.
Good, I don't know.
They wanted to
What are they looking for? I just, like an idiot, I missed it.
value.
Yeah, that we call it value because they're paying money for it, but what are they looking for?
In a short time, we will understand how things work.
Yeah.
So we'll have enough knowledge about the job man, how it works.
Yeah.
So we can answer their questions.
But you haven't answered my question. Nigel, your turn. The clients that are coming to us, what are they looking for? Validation. There's one thing I'm looking for though.
Confidence to use this. Is that right?
I'm going to say it again. Tom,
Showing confidence to people.
so what's the client paying us for? Not just showing.
Because you're teaching them with confidence.
So what are they
they're
look-
happy they can achieve more.
You're giving them.
So what are they looking for?
To keep things simple.
Yeah, great, but what are they looking for? They can do that already. Like, they're smarter than me. They've run their business for 20 years. They've got the system and 100 videos. Like, I've got nothing that they don't have. Actually, I'm stupider than them. There's one thing that they don't have. What brought us all together, and where did this call go? There's one word.
It's in front of you.
It's
on your screen.
It's interesting.
right
It's
now.
interesting because it was so, like, I missed it.
It's been the only subject we've talked about.
Until I heard Pierre say it, I didn't think of it. Is not only did this one thing bring us together, actually this one thing that we're paid to teach. Jobman just is how we look to teach it. Confidence. We get paid by our clients to give them confidence to use the system.
But confidence goes a long way because they feel they are able to do it.
So when you're confident, so back to why this isn't a waste of time, why your next 20 videos are going to be like, this is the worst. It's like, because when you feel confident that you can do it, you will, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Because you believe that I can now do it. There's two ways to measure the success of a Jobman implementation. A successful one, and you hear me say this at the end of that video, I believe, to Michelle, is it's not final and perfect and done forever. A successful system team,
Write this down.
a successful system, commit this to memory, write it down, inscribe it on your forehead, I don't know, something. A successful system is one that will show you what is broken. I can't believe I missed this. And we will give you, and look at the order of the words I'm going to use. And we would have given you the confidence and the competence, in that order, by the way, to go and fix the system. I'm going to say it again without interruptions. At Empire Blueprint, we define a successful implementation or training program as a system that will highlight or show you what is broken, and we will give you the confidence and the competence for you to go on and do it without us, when we're gone. And each and every one says, oh, I love that. And they come back to me and say, oh, I feel like I can do it without you now. I said, shit, you better not. You just paid for the class. So how can it be? Let's really assess this, and let's end on this, because I feel like I'm very tired, and I'm looking at Tom thinking Tom's going to crash out maybe, and looking at my dad, and I'm tired. Actually, it's my fault. I had enough for a day. Not from you. My head gonna explode. But let's end on a good note. And let's not talk about Jobman. Because that's not the problem anymore. Not only did Tom like the character that was confident, not only is Ken being preached confidence, not only was my father lacking in confidence, is I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm new. This is all just not confident talk. Jess hasn't learned anything over the past 8 weeks new, other than she's learned to be more confident by me telling her how not to be. So not confident, like don't do that, do this. And then Nigel, you are the cherry on top. For you to come in with the skill set and then to say, I want to learn confidence.
It'll be very easy for Nigel.
Then it should be easy for Nigel.
Very easy.
Yeah. Now it means, and easy is different because easy from content, but maybe harder on confidence. Don't forget that they're both equally important. But I, like a fool, missed that our clients are actually paying us to give them the confidence to use the system.
Yes.
And as long as you can make them feel that, it's not that I don't care what you do. I have a obligation to make sure that we deliver and that everyone is holding up to a professional standard and that Jobman are getting what they need and the client's getting what they pay for. But if you can just end those calls with them feeling encouraged and confident, no matter what you do, no matter how bad you screw that one up, just make sure you end on that solid note, remembering these talks and how important it was. Playing back something and saying, you know what, how do you feel? And I ask you to ask them how they felt. And if they tell you, I'm not confident, you don't get off of that call until they're confident, man.
Yes.
Like you're not allowed to get off that call. I don't care if you go for 2 hours. And you're not allowed to talk. You're also not allowed to talk about work after that, 50-minute mark. If it takes you 1 hour and 10 to make them confident, great. That's fine. Because there's nothing worse than them hanging up saying, I'm not sure. There's going to be a problem for you waiting for you that following morning of training. So not only are we attracted to one another to learn confidence, we're also paid to teach confidence. And what have we learned from me is you can't teach it, you just have to be it. Just by me being me and sharing my truth and saying my story and adapting some of my language, you now also feel more confident. I can see the heads nodding, I can see Tom left feeling different, Nigel smiling. So just by my confidence, you were confident. And we haven't even started training yet. So that means if you have a job now, your job is to appear on that call as you have appeared on this call. And it's for you to be in this seat when they are asking you, but I feel this way and I feel that way. Anything they throw up to you in the system is really fundamentally based on lack of confidence and on fear. If they knew better, sometimes they know more and they don't do better because there's like a resistance, internal resistance. I'm scared. They say I'm unsure. They say I don't know, but really what they're saying is, oh, can you hold my hand? It's dark. I'm scared of the dark. Can you help me get to the other side? I know it's there. When the light's on, I can see it, but when the light's off, I just need someone to hold my hand and get me through it. And really, really, that's also why we don't use the words consulting and advice and coaching and some other wanky big words. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone, and Nigel, especially you, if you would say you're a consultant. It's not intended to be rude at one person, but rather at the whole thing. Is people don't want consultants in life. People don't want coaches in life. They want someone who will encourage them. They need someone who will guide them. And they will trust someone who will support them. And maybe that's how we end today, is your job is to go out and to have people be encouraged by you, to be guided by you, and to be that they would trust you to support them. Not to coach, not to sell, not to give advice. Leave that to their parents. And also for anybody who's a parent or who wants to be a parent, I'd say that's our job as parents. Or maybe if I have children is, son, whatever you go through, it's okay. We'll get through it together. You feel lost, you feel down, let me guide you on what I think is the right path. You're stuck, I'll support you. That consulting, too much talking, too much being hard, it doesn't work. Students, think of them somehow like your children who you care and love. How are you feeling? I'm happy, I'm sad. Why are you feeling like that? Get it out. Let's talk about session structure and not so much about Jobman. And we can end soon when everybody is ready, or I'm almost, I think, at my end. The session structure, guys, allows... did anybody read any of the booklets? Did you read any of the booklets? No. Did you get the booklets?
Check your email.
You emailed it?
Mm-hmm.
It was emailed to you. So...
Your work email.
Yeah. So in the booklets, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but there's a session structure. The first 5 minutes and the last 10 minutes of every class is dedicated to nothing except for talking about how they feel. Do you think I'm like a therapist and I like to ask everyone, what did you eat for breakfast? Why are you wearing that pink dress? Your hair is lovely. It's not like God created me to be so complimentary. But I also recognize that as long as I addressed how they were feeling, and if they would come on upset and they would leave confident, they were going to love me. And not love me to be, oh, look at me, I'm loved. It's like they loved whatever I did and I loved them back for loving me too. It's a very beautiful cycle. If I know that I can take you from feeling crap in the morning because you had a bad day, because your wife was arguing with you, and we spoke about it as friends before we got to professionalism. And we said, man, I'm married too. Oh, it's okay. Like, it's okay, be patient. Don't worry. 40 minutes, you're going to forget about your wife. You're going to forget about your work. I'm going to give you such a headache, you're going to forget everything. You're going to say, please, let me go back home. You can say that. Why can't you say that? And then at the end you say, I know it's been a big session. I know it's been a big day. Thank you for your time. Before we started, you said that you'd had a big day and you were feeling a bit down and tired, and I could see it in you. You're not your usual self. What happened? Normally you're making jokes or something like this. And he will turn to you and say, actually, now thanks to you, I feel lighter. You've given me a headache. Say, well, that's the work. It's not my fault. That's what you signed up for. But how do you feel? Do you feel ready to go out and do the homework? And we're not supposed to use the word, do you feel confident? They're supposed to give us the answer. So how do you feel? Ready. What are you ready for? You are supposed to ask questions in such a way that the answer you are seeking is, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for guiding me. You're not ever supposed to say, I'm here to encourage, guide, and support. You are supposed to live up to that everything you do, they will say, oh man, you guided me so well through that. When I get on a call and say, how's Nigel going? They're going to say, man, he's so encouraging. If you tell them, I'm going to encourage you, it doesn't work. You need to encourage them. And you need to do the thing. When they're lost or stuck, you need to say, hey, it's okay. Let's figure this out together. We'll get you somewhere. We'll get you there safe. Oh man, he really guided me like just perfectly. Gave me exactly what I needed. So they're not just words. You have to be able to live them out and not be afraid of what that looks like.
Also, our students,
Yes.
even if you tell them, look at you, you're gaining confidence, like they can't have those aha moments until they feel it within themselves. So guiding them towards it and saying, how does that make you feel, to elicit that response will make that aha moment like times 1,000 for them when they can say, I've got the confidence to jump into it, rather than you saying, look, you're confident, you've got it. They need to be the ones to realize it.
You know, there's a difference between a smart woman, maybe an intelligent woman. A smart woman will tell the man what to do, and if he loves her, he'll go and listen and do it. The intelligent woman will make it seem like it was his idea. And I hope God gives me one of them. And I hope I know she's doing it and I love her more for it. Because I don't want to be told I'm right. I don't want someone to baby or school me. I appreciate the effort it takes for someone to let me find out on my own. It's not to say like you have to get burnt or a child has to get hurt, or if you can only learn if you've got hurt. That's not what I'm saying here. It's like, oh, the child had to do the thing, stick their finger in the PowerPoint and get zapped to know it's wrong. It's how much greater of an impact do you make, a lasting impact on their confidence and on their morale. And I think we'll end on this because it's quite a nice way to end. Is your skill isn't to tell them what you think they want to hear. I can't tell you now, sitting here, that, okay, hopefully you feel more confident after today, see you tomorrow, let's go, like confidence level 2. All I can do is gently and kindly remind you that you being on this call, sharing your vulnerability, is part of the process. My skill now is to hopefully let you see, you being on the call, you willing to take the steps, your ability and will to want to get better, personally to me, that's confidence. I hope that you find that within yourself. I can't tell you, well done, I'm proud of you, you're confident today. It doesn't work like that. All of us have had at least 30 years. The youngest one of us is 30. So find it within yourselves to identify where you are becoming more confident in life. Understand that this course that we're about to embark on, the next session will be content, by the way. It has to be. But it's also evidently clear to me that
I'm glad this didn't.
Yeah, we are happier that this wasn't the content, because this talk had to happen yesterday and today. And you've also encouraged me, gentlemen, and have made me far more confident opening up about some of the things that we're afraid of. I want you to know that you have somebody who is trying their best to not let you down, and is very humbly made proud of the fact that you would go on this journey with me together. And that from this point forward, if we all kind of agree that this is the right tone and this is what we're trying to solve, if the problem is lack of confidence and our job is to build towards having more, then we just keep this open dialogue with ourselves, with our clients. And over time, God willing, I know that the content will become easier. And even when it gets hard, we know that we can talk to each other about it. I'm starting to feel very differently about this. There's a world now that I see that, thanks to you, I couldn't see this like it before we started. I really thought if you guys got stuck in the training, you would actually have to call me. And I was like absolutely worried, like what if I'm unavailable? I'm very, very much starting to have the opinion that if you're stuck, you can call one of your friends here, and that he'll get in and just pick up where you left off, and he'll just come in with confidence, and he probably even won't know. But he'll just come in smiling, reminding you of what it meant to be confident, and you'll see him confident, and you'll say, oh yeah, I remember now. So thank you, because I didn't think that was possible. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to always be available for these people. They're going to ask me questions, and my life is going to be like, geez, what am I supposed to do? And then I was going to push the burden on Jess. It's your problem, you deal with it. Now I'm really thinking as if Nigel is stuck, he can just bring in Pierre and say, Pierre, I'm having this issue, and or Pierre's probably not going to know any better. Say, oh yeah, man, we've done this before, let's get through it together. And that refresh, that energy, that boost, that brotherhood, and that ability to have a buddy at work and to lean on each other is what creates the confidence. And that we would not be ashamed to do that, and that we would support one another through that period. So I thank you very much for your time. I'm not going to make an apology that we didn't cover the content. This was the content that needed to be covered. If you all agree that we've now covered this topic, not enough, because it's never enough, but enough to begin, then I'd make the move that next session is session 1. That I actually break down the session, I teach you what to do, we go through that in some level of detail, and then we begin the formal training, which really, really is 20% of it. As we train there, I will keep reminding you what it means to be confident, and I will give you amazing lines to use to build up your characters to become more confident along the way. But we are learning confidence, and we're using Jobman as the tool to get paid. So I think that's a huge difference. Jobman, whatever. We are here to become a better version of ourselves, and it so happens to be we do that by training others to be confident using the Jobman software. I thank you for your time. I am sorry if I have kept you for too long, but I think it played out perfectly. And I am excited to see you next. I don't know when that is yet, but I will talk to Jess and I will come forward. In that time, guys, please keep doing whatever you need to. I'm sorry for the lack of direction, and thank you for your patience with me while I try and figure it out.
Thanks, JP.
Godspeed.
JP.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
See you.